Hello and welcome to the Curios Cast. This is a weird news episode. We talk about squirrel nutsacks on this episode. We talk about gelato controversy in Italy. And we also discuss breakfast burrito gone wrong, featuring some methamphetamine in America. So on to the guys. Welcome back, everyone. Hello, boys. How are we?
We got a guest.
Hello, boys.
That's not Rob's voice. Who is that?
It's a better version of Rob.
We've got a guest.
Well, that's easy.
Yeah. Well, I had an actual haircut as well. So,
Oh, nice.
I mean, anything's better than that monstrosity in his head, isn't it?
Actual haircut, man.
Actual haircut, man.
We've got Ziggy in the house with us. Well, not in the house because we're all in separate houses, but Mr. Ziggy Rocket has joined us on the Curios Cast tonight, filling in for Rob because Rob's out wanking in his van somewhere. Zig, welcome.
Standard. Hello. Thanks for having me.
Long time listener, I've heard.
Long time listener. I think I left the second ever review on the Curios Cast, episode 2. 2019, I think
One
it was.
from the archive.
Oh, yeah. If you want to be cool like Ziggy, also leave a review.
We do need some reviews, please. Please give us a review, please.
I don't know if it got approved though, because you leave a review and I don't think it ever actually turned up. But I might have
Was there
used
swearing in it? Was it a bit sweary?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Well, I only referenced the content, so I was only repeating what's in the podcast.
We have got a good review. I can't remember exactly what it says, but it's something along the lines of, I haven't giggled this much since Uncle Roger came round, or something horrible like that. But whoever you are, thanks for the review. It was 5 stars, so we can't complain.
Still got that 3-star on there, which triggers me.
I think that got,
I know who that was.
amended.
Oh, really?
Yeah. We're all 5 stars now. And no one changed that.
How'd you constitute like a star rating? Like, what's the difference between going from a 3 to a 4 to a 5? And why do people rarely give 4s? Like, it's either like a 1, 3 or a 5.
Yeah, I think it's just, I'm unhappy with this, it's shit, or I have no feelings about this, but for some reason still want to leave a review, or fucking love it.
Sick, bruv.
So I think we're a 1-star podcast, but people are getting it mixed up. So they're giving us 5 stars, thinking that that's a bad review.
Oh yeah, it's like golf.
Really, our content is it's half a star at best.
I think you're underselling yourself. I was having this conversation with Tom the other day, and I watch the Curios Cast on my TV, the YouTube app on my TV in my living room, and I watch it quite frequently, especially like the little clip versions, like the shortened down bits that get put together. And you're pretty much like famous in my house. So when I was like, I'm going on a Curios Cast, my wife was like, oh, you excited? I was like, you've got no idea. I've made it.
We're excited to have you. So thank you for filling in, because without you, this episode literally would not have happened. So great
and now
stuff.
you're going to be on the TV in your house.
Yeah, I know.
Are you gonna will you watch this episode, or is it going to be like a thing where people can't watch themselves?
It's a weird one because I've got my own channel, as you boys know, and I find it incredibly strange when I watch myself back. I don't really like my own voice very much. I think I sound like a bit of a dickhead, to be honest. But my daughter, she doesn't realise, she thinks that she's doing like some great thing for me by pressing the like button loads of times, but what she doesn't realise is she's inadvertently liking and unliking it and liking and unliking the video constantly. So, Dad, I liked it so many times.
As long as you do an odd number of
algorithm.
times, then it's okay.
Yeah.
I wonder if that is good for the algorithm, where it just sees it as coming from like one person's IP address.
No, I reckon YouTube thinks I'm like, it's like a bot or something. I'm just trying to fuck with it. Yeah. It's just a 5-year-old girl just absolutely spamming the shit out of it.
Brilliant.
But anyway, we got some weird news again this week.
Before we go any further, I just want to point out the beer that I've got tonight.
Oh yeah.
I'm the only one drinking, unfortunately, but this is a Ziggy and pink guava and mango beer.
Oh, have you tasted it yet?
I haven't tasted it yet. I'll taste it now. I mean, it smells a bit like tzatziki.
Tzatziki and pink guava. That doesn't look like beer. That
doesn't look like a happy face.
Well, this is it's like a sour. So look at the colour of it. Looks like custard.
Ooh,
Like
yeah.
custard. It doesn't really taste like tzatziki. It tastes nice and fruity, Tom. You might like this one.
Oh yeah,
I'll give it a
you
go.
like a bit of fruit, do you, Tom?
I'm a bit disappointed because I
fruity
really
guy.
wanted it to be like just an absolutely horrendous tzatziki beer, just for the reaction. But it's actually really nice. It's got like a little yogurty aftertaste. That's a bit weird.
Can I tell you something? I came prepared with a drink situation.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so as you lads know, I don't drink anymore. It's been over a year, lads. A year alcohol free.
Nice.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much. So in my little beer fridge, I've got I was going to say a consortium. That's not the right word. Assortment is the correct word of non-alcoholic beverages that I've been testing over this year, I suppose. So far, none of them are that good, but I've got a new one that I've not tried tonight. Let's have a look. From M&S, it's I don't know where to put it. Do I put it? I'll put it over here. This is my actual camera. Southwold Pale Ale.
Ooh.
Oh.
Yeah, 0.5%. So it's not 100% alcohol free, but I mean, you'd have to be a bit of a puss for that to be a thing, wouldn't you?
Yeah, close enough, isn't it?
You know, one you should try is Adnam's Ghost Ship.
Well,
they do a alcohol free, and that's really good.
it is my understanding that this is brewed in the same place.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like Southwold, isn't it? Up Southwold way.
Yeah.
Up
So my girlfriend Rosie's from up that way, and Lowestoft kind of way, and I think one of her good friends works for like Adnams. I don't know who their big brewery is or whatever, but her job is to basically go around to pubs and get them to put it in their pub, put it on tap and stuff like that.
Sponsorship deal. You know, I will gladly drink Adnams on camera.
Me
for
too.
Free beer. So send it. Adnams, I love your beer. I will plug it. I will plug it. I will plug it.
Yeah. He's going to plug it. Well, listen, if
We don't even
if he's
need
plugging
payment,
it,
just the
I
beer.
will plug it.
Yeah, just the beer.
Just
Just
send
one
that-
beer. Not even that much beer. I would be happy with just one bottle of beer.
Yeah, George is in the
Between
Netherlands,
us.
so just send it to me and it will find its way. I'll give it. I'll send it that way. That'll be all right.
Well, I'm gonna try and obviously not like berate them if it is the same brewery, although different name, could be same company. Because I'm gonna try this, and it doesn't look too bad.
It looks like a good
yeah,
looks
all right. Little bubbly
Relay.
boy. Ready for it?
Ziggy is now sipping his drink.
If you could put Shoe Zone in a glass and fizz it up a little bit.
I wish I could.
Well, yeah, me too. I reckon that's what I'm drinking right here. But still feel free to plug and send and do what you need to do for the other stuff, because I remember them drinks and they were really nice. This, on the other hand,
If you send us some of that for free, we'll love it.
Yeah, I'll love it.
Yeah.
Adnams.
I love Shoe Zone.
we are where we are. And
Shoe Zone.
well, saying that, the aftertaste isn't half bad.
It's what you want out of a beer, isn't it? Horrible until the aftertaste.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because then you want more.
Yeah.
Yeah, a bit like marriage.
It's from Poland. Swiss beer's from Poland. Corfu Food Advisor, for anyone wondering, on the camera there.
I don't know how to put it. I'm going to put
Well,
it
thank
here.
you for joining us on the Curios Cast Beer Hour. Up next, we'll be discussing golden ales.
I believe this point I need to say other beers are available.
No, Adnams. You're the only one available.
Yeah.
Other Adnams are available.
Other Adnams are available. Adnams.
All right, well, who wants to jump in first? Should we let Ziggy go first, seeing as he's
guess first.
the special guest? Or you can choose, Zig. Do you want to go first? Do you want to go last? What do you want to do?
You know what? I'm not overly confident on my on my weird news, so I'd rather get it out of the way, if I'm honest.
Feel free.
Give it
I'm sure
to
it'll be good. In classic Curio style, we can turn anything into gold. You know?
Well, all right, here we go. This was dated yesterday,
Whoa.
which I don't know at the time this is going out, but April 20th, 2021. The title is this: Meth Breakfast Burrito Found at Hobby Airport Security Checkpoint.
Meth
Right.
breakfast burrito.
Meth Breakfast Burrito. And underneath, the subtitle says, yes, you read that right. And no, it's not a typo. So TSA, which I don't know what that means. I think that's some kind of security body in Houston at the William P. Hobby Airport, found something unexpected in a breakfast burrito: crystal meth and amphetamine. The meth was found April 2nd during a routine X-ray screening of carry-on luggage. The TSA officer that found it said he saw what was an unidentified lump inside the breakfast burrito.
Could have been anything.
Oh, exactly. At that point, your curiosity is absolutely peaking, right? A second officer took control of the burrito, and the traveller was asked.
Took control of the burrito.
And the traveller was asked to unwrap the breakfast for visual inspection.
At gunpoint, probably.
According to authorities, the passenger insisted that it was just a breakfast burrito, but the officer again asked him to unwrap the burrito.
I like that the breakfast is like a important part of this. It's a breakfast burrito. Like,
Very specific.
Yeah, I don't actually know the difference.
Like eggs and stuff in it.
Eggs, yeah. Avocado. You have a bit of avocado.
I think so. Bit of bacon in there, bit of bacon.
Oh, yeah. Oh, fucking
beans, maybe beans.
Oh, beans and what's it? Weetabix. I read the other day.
Oh yeah.
Okay, no.
Don't get started on that.
Let's not get derailed.
No politics.
So, once the wrapper was off, officers saw something unusual and dark in the middle of the burrito. Because it didn't match what the guy said it was, a supervisory TSA officer was asked to assist and re-screened the burrito, this time through an X-ray. The second scan showed what looked to be black tape and dark wrapping around a large organic mass. Officials notified the Houston Police Department. Is it Houston or Houston? I don't know.
Houston, I think.
Houston. As they suspected it was an illegal substance concealed in the food. TSA tweeted this of the incident. On Friday, April 2nd, during the routine X-ray screening of carry-on luggage, a transportation security officer, TSO, saw what appeared to be an unidentified lump inside of a traveller's breakfast burrito. Due to the unusual nature and size of the lump, the TSO requested additional inspection of the food item. The Houston Police Department released a statement saying that the lump was crystal meth. We sincerely thank all of our Houston Airport's local and federal partners who work tirelessly every day to interdict. Is that a word? Interdict.
Catch.
Yeah.
Or, find.
To interdict dangerous contraband from entering or leaving our community, said Houston Airport's Chief of Operations, Stephen Hennigan. In this case, TSA officers' training, awareness, and heroic actions, we believe, saved precious lives.
Heroic.
Saved precious lives. Who knows what that burrito would have been doing?
Well, it's the fact it's a breakfast burrito as well.
Oh, I'm wrong. Breakfast burrito.
I mean, put your meth in your burrito at dinner time, fair enough.
Yeah.
Breakfast?
Breakfast?
Yeah.
Get the fuck out.
Who are you? The police took possession of the contraband and the traveller was placed under arrest. That's all I got.
Man, we've had some crazy airport-related stories over the past month or so. We had a very similar one where someone tried to sneak a tortoise through security in a KFC burger. That was brilliant.
Nice.
We've had people smuggle cocaine under their toupee. That was another good one.
The picture for that was brilliant, by the way.
Yeah.
They put it back on his head, and the toupee was sort of like a good 3 inches off of his head.
Yeah. There was another one where someone tried to smuggle something under a hat, I think. Some good ones.
There was one that I was going to bring a couple of weeks ago of a couple of Indian guys trying to smuggle a load of gold. And again, it was on their toupees. And I don't know how much gold it was, but they just had all this gold taped around their head. Bit exactly like the cocaine or whatever it was that they were trying to smuggle before. Maybe it's the same gang, the same modus operandi.
Maybe.
Yeah. This is such a weird. Of all the ways to smuggle drugs across borders, for one, do you really do it on a passenger plane? Is that the smartest thing?
Yeah.
And then if you're like, oh, where do I put it that they're not going to find it? In my breakfast burrito. I imagine he was just sitting there and someone just gave it to him. He's like, you gotta hide this, and he was already sitting there eating his burrito. He's like, oh, I'm not that hungry anyway. And just shove it in there. What?
Also, who takes a breakfast burrito onto a plane? I mean, they're messy things to eat, aren't they, burritos? It's the last thing I'm going to want to eat on a plane.
Well, I'm guessing, right? Your breakfast burrito. I know we just went
He
through
probably
this,
wasn't
but
gonna eat it.
like in hindsight,
Right,
it's
yeah,
like
but that's like, attracting attention to the fact. It's like, this
Carrying a
cunt
bowl
ain't
of
gonna eat this
spaghetti.
burrito, is he? Yeah.
But I reckon, like, you're probably going to have, like, you've got your omelette style egg. Like, probably folded that in there. You know what I mean? Stop it from being too drippy. Don't want to put like a fried egg in there. That's not going to do your meth any
Madness.
good. And it's probably got
There's method in the madness.
Oh yeah. Maybe got a bit of sausage in there, a little bit of bacon, maybe probably them streaky, crispy bits of bacon. So
Stop it, Zig.
Stop it! I know.
Getting me all excited.
And then at what point do you sit there and go, you know what else I need? One single little bit of meth, and I'm going to take it. I'm going to take it all the way. Maybe he was doing it as like I'm going to get my fix today. Not the fix of meth, the adrenaline rush.
Yeah.
Not even taking like a substantial amount to sell, like a decent amount to make some money with. Just a little bit to say, is he going to notice that? It was under my toupee yesterday, on my left sock.
Like stealing
So it can't be
pens
so
from
much.
Argos. Like,
yeah.
Not a big deal, but
The thrill of the chase.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He might have got away with it if he didn't. I should be a drug smuggler. He might have got away with it if instead of one big lump that he'd put in there, like sort of splitting into very, very tiny little bits, like, the crumbs almost, like tiny little crumbs, like wrapped up, so they don't just blend in with the breakfast burrito. But just speckled around it, and when it went through, you wouldn't pick up like these tiny
mince or
little
something.
bits. Yeah, you just think.
Something tells me that
burrito.
meth addicts don't really think that way. They might be a little bit less
You're saying he didn't.
sensible.
You're saying this person didn't thoroughly think this plan through.
I'm going to go out on a limb, and I'm going to say that maybe
It's
he's got some regrets about the way that he thought it through.
bit assumptuous of you, I think.
I agree, because I'm racking my brains about like the logic behind it. Like it is either pure stupidity, so you literally just want a little bit when you get there, didn't fancy popping it before, or whatever the terminology is, because you're not gonna. I mean, it doesn't tell you how much it was, but we could all be wrong. A tiny bit of meth might be worth, I don't know, thousands, whatever. Let us know. But I imagine a small bit is probably not worth, like, it's not got resale value, so it doesn't seem like it's been smuggled across for that. The only plausible thing is that it's like, I don't fancy it now. But I really don't want to like get rid of it. I'll have it when I get to Nan's house or wherever you're popping. And like, because it doesn't seem to make any sense. It seems like such a, like, the TSA were all over him. Absolutely ruined his day.
Unless the idea was that he'll get onto the plane, sit down, get relaxed, and then have his breakfast, start eating his burrito, and then get halfway through, and then find it again, and be like, oh yeah, I've got my meth
Like
with
when
me.
you find a fiver in your winter coat.
Yeah, and then he can pop off to the toilet and do his meth, mid-flight.
Maybe he dropped it.
Maybe that's it.
Maybe he just dropped it. Maybe he didn't even know it was a thing.
As he was wrapping it up.
Or the burrito maker. Who's the person?
Yeah, maybe.
I was about to say, like, I tried to mix burrito and barista, and I was like, the burrito, but it's the same word.
Barista. That's good.
It's the same word.
But the burrito maker, maybe he dropped it. That's what I was.
That's a good defence. I'd say,
I
well,
didn't know. I was just going to have a little
wrapped
munch
up,
on the
look.
plane. Yeah.
Yeah.
wrapped.
Yeah. Oh, but listen, what would I be doing with this? I'm not an idiot. Can't sell that. I'd have taken it if I wanted it. Not going to do anything when I get off the plane, am I? It's a silly amount. Not for me. It was the breaker. That's the word you were looking for, by the way.
Breaker.
You're welcome.
Is that official? Is that the official term?
Well, it is now.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. It's a bit like, I was thinking, in Subway, they don't call them, like, sandwich makers today. They call them sandwich artists.
Yeah.
Artistes. The bread is their canvas.
Oh, yeah.
Do you reckon he got the burrito back?
In the jail cell.
You can't have this, but this is yours. Yeah.
I mean, technically, it's the burrito's not the illegal bit.
No.
So why not?
Yeah.
I mean, I imagine it probably got absolutely mangled by the all the 15 federal agents that were like pile driving onto it.
Well, don't you mean the federal partners who work tirelessly every day to interdict dangerous contraband?
And heroically.
Yeah.
Get down on the fucking ground. Drop the burrito.
I've never travelled to
the fucking bully burrito.
I've never travelled to America, but I've heard that the TSA are sticklers for
Sticklers for the rules.
Yeah, they're very, I guess not thorough, but just like they will just tip open your bag and just sort of treat you like shit, just to keep the country safe.
Every time I've been to America, it's been all right. The one time, I've said it before, I'll say it again, fucking China was the worst place for airports. But
controversial.
I was basically getting fingered at the airport.
That's it's not new, is it? Controversial opinion. Maybe the TSA put it there.
Oh, pump their numbers up.
Yeah.
Sticklered that right in there.
Maybe it wasn't even meth. It's all a scam.
Maybe it's just a lie.
Just a bit of gristle.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe it was just a little black object. Black object. Little black object.
Oh, brilliant.
Side note, this is starting to taste a bit nicer now.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah, needed to settle. I was a little bit keen. A bit like a Guinness, you know? I should have given it a minute.
Well, you hear that, Adnams? You've got the seal of approval from not only me, not only Tom, but also Ziggy now. So
yeah, from me.
I'll be expecting my ghost ship in the post.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
And we'll see you guys in the next one.
George, you want to go or should I jump in?
You want to fucking go, mate?
You want to go?
You want Sam? I'm on 0.5%, bruv. You're mental, aren't you?
So, got a couple. I tried to find a Bigfoot story. I couldn't really find a good one, unfortunately. So there's no Bigfoot.
That doesn't happen often.
Yet again. Eh?
Well, yes. Yet again. So, I've gone for this one. This has got a photo as well. So I'll read it out and then I'm going to link you to the post so you can see the photo. So this is from the Daily Mail Online, a really good publication.
Oh, yeah.
And no need to boast. Squirrel catches people's attention as he seemingly shows off his nuts and his ripped physique. The ripped squirrel with a pair of large nuts, and not the edible kind, was spotted by Sarah Lenzenhuber in Missouri. She managed to take a picture of the animal, who had also been graced with a six-pack, and the photo has now gone viral on social media, with many users focusing on the squirrel's unusually large testicles. So I'm going to send you both the link now, and then I'm sure there'll be a photo up on the screen for people to look at the squirrel's large testicles. But so it's basically a squirrel with a six-pack and a massive pair of bollocks.
He has got a massive pair of bollocks on him.
It's crazy. I didn't even know squirrels had
a
nutsack like that.
Would you say that's a six-pack?
Yeah, I mean, it looks like it's got a little bit of a...
He does. He's got some definition there, hasn't he?
Yeah, he's been doing some squats or something. Not squats, chin-ups.
Yeah.
Well, not chin-ups, sit-ups.
You can tell you're a gym bro.
Yeah.
He has been doing some squats because look at those legs as well.
I know.
Yeah, if anything, he needs to do a bit more curls. His arms a bit, lagging behind.
He's solid boy. Sarah says, I saw him while out walking my dog. I did a double take and then doubled over laughing. I wasn't sure if I should post it anywhere, but then my grade school sense of humour got the best of me. She later shared the image on Facebook where the post has attracted more than 4,000 likes and 800 comments. In the photo, the squirrel stands upright next to a tree and poses unashamedly for the camera, showing off a physique that people online have dubbed ripped, thanks to his apparent six-pack and abs. But viewers couldn't help focus on something a little further south, as the squirrel appears to have unusually large testicles. His nuts are bigger than his head, one person commented.
Well, they're not.
Wow, he's got quite the stockpile of nuts for the winter.
They're not.
Well, one woman jokes.
Big nuts.
One woman joked, his nuts are bigger than my partner's. Nut shaming on social media, though. Someone else said, I bet he has to be careful climbing trees and jumping from branch to branch.
Have you seen that photo, actually, of... there's you know, people have like little bird feeders and stuff in their garden, and a lot of the time squirrels will climb up the pole and get to the bird feeder. I don't know if it's a video. I think it's a video, not a photo. But the squirrel's climbing up this bird feeder, and it kind of splits at the top. So it's a metal pole going straight up, and then a sort of curved bit comes out of it. And this squirrel tries to climb up it, and he sort of slides down, and his nuts get stuck between the two bits of metal. It's like being pinched in between, and you see him panic, and his face is so like he's got such a good expression on his face, just like a human would. He's just like his nuts being pinched between.
Imagine
his
getting caught by your nuts.
Poor fucking dick.
That's awful.
And he's literally hanging by his nuts. It's awful.
Side note: have any of you read that book? This is gonna hurt.
No.
Diary of a Junior Doctor.
No.
There's a bit where he talks about some dude like literally ripping his nutsack off on a lamppost. So
on a lamppost?
Yeah. So I know this is like kind of off topic, but you know, you got me ticking with the old sack comment. You know, they get me going. There's these lampposts, right? That like I guess have got kind of like this sharp kind of abrasive material on them. Like it's probably like just fucking concrete or something, and that's really stupid of me to describe it like that. But yeah, he said that one of his very first sort of stitch up jobs was this dude was jumping off of a bus shelter and decided to try and like jump onto this lamppost and like do a fireman slide down it. But where it was like he's off his head and it's mad abrasive, as he slides down, it just completely tears his bollocks off. And not just that, all the way up his shaft, and his foreskin was left on the lamppost. And the dude, and the only way he found out was because he was like, oh, can you like sew it back together? He was like, yeah, if you want to go and get it from 8 foot high on the lamppost, because as far as I know, it's still there.
Unbelievable.
Hey, that is...
Imagine that as a side note.
That'd sober you up, wouldn't it, really?
Yeah, man. 100%.
Yeah.
Woo!
Wow.
Made me feel a bit ill. I can't even enjoy my beer now.
Adnams, come on.
When this squirrel photo reminded me of when I was in school, and I know when we was like 13, 14 years old, and if it was like a rainy day and you didn't want to go outside on our lunch break, me and one of my mates shout out Jack, we used to go up to like the IT rooms, sit on a computer, which they used to let the kids go in there on their lunch because kids would do homework and stuff on their lunch break and that. We'd go into the IT rooms and we used to go on Google Images and just type in squirrels in funny poses or funny squirrel, and there's thousands of photos of squirrels with like army helmets on holding a bazooka, or like with a chef's hat on, like in a little miniature kitchen, like flipping a pancake or something. There is so many photos of squirrels just doing daily activities, and we just found it hilarious. Like, we would spend the entire lunch hour, and we used to do this multiple times a week for weeks, and, because there was an unlimited amount, and you could think of something, and you could just think of, okay, squirrel bus driver, and you'd look it up, and it would be there. There would be a squirrel bus driver. And I remember thinking at the time, I'm like, man, these squirrels, they train them so well. I remember thinking, is it the same squirrel that they just let it, like the squirrel's fine with being dressed up? Or do they like train these squirrels? And it wasn't until I was probably too old, really, for this to be a revelation. But I read before, they said, every time you see like an animal in like posing for a Christmas card or something like that, there's a good chance that the animal was actually just a taxidermied dead animal. They're dead, and they just taxidermy them into a position that works, and then dress them up and take some funny stock photos. It kind of
that's cheerful.
Ruined my childhood. But
wow,
this squirrel is like a prime. His little pose where he's standing there, sort of like almost like looks like he's tensing and flashing.
There's no way he's not taxidermied. He's pumped up to the brim. He's ready to go.
He found some meth in a burrito, didn't he?
But he potentially did, yeah.
Yeah.
On this article, there's a little sort of fact from National Geographic. Apparently, male squirrels have a scrotum that is 20% of their body length, excluding the tail, which is pretty impressive.
20%.
20% of your overall body length. Well, I don't know how big, if that was in proportion to a human, I don't know what 20% of
Yeah, if you
6
stretch
foot
it,
is.
give it a tug. And
I mean, that'd be a massive set of bollocks.
on a really warm, humid day. I reckon you can get close. Get close to 10% at least.
Let me have a look. 20%.
That's literally what I'm thinking. What is 20% of 6 foot?
6 foot. 1.2 feet. So you'd have a 1.2 foot ball bag,
Okay, no. Oh,
which is big.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's
I
like...
can remember, speaking of like stuff you used to look at school, I can remember seeing a video on the internet, I don't know if it was on YouTube or somewhere, ages ago, of this like old dude sitting on his ball bag as though it was like a bean bag. He was like Middle Eastern or something. And he was just sitting down on his, like in South Park.
Yeah, I was about to say,
when Randy's got those massive
South
balls.
Park, right?
Like that. And he was just sitting on his ball bag. It was just so big that it was like a little chair. And he was just sitting on it casually having a little cup of tea.
Maybe that's evolution. Like maybe that's the next step, because I mean your bum, that's its purpose, right? Like it's to kind of, apart from the obvious, get the whatever you call it, having a shit basically, whatever you call it. Apart from the when nature calls, it's nice and plump and soft, so you can sit down and you know what I mean. That's what it's for. So maybe the next step is to
your testicles.
You grow your ball bag out, innit? Maybe there's a way of doing it.
Ball bag.
A bit like I'm gone. A bit like you could stretch your ears. You know what I mean? You're left with massive lobes.
Put a stretcher in your ball bag.
Yeah, bang a stretcher in your scrot.
Oh, you know those tribes where they have the rings
the neck thing.
up their neck.
Yeah.
You just put those around your chap.
Been trying, doesn't work. We did have that story before of the guy who claimed to have the world's biggest penis, and
Fake.
and it's fake.
Yeah,
They've done scans
remember.
on it and stuff, and it turns out he's just been stretching and basically scarring his foreskin so that it just kept getting bigger and bigger, and he's been doing it for years. He's just constantly
Stretch Armstrong.
stretching and damaging his foreskin so that it would scar and heal and just his dick was normal size. I think they said his dick is slightly above average, but it's inside feet of foreskin, which is just fucking weird.
Yeah. I mean, does that not? I mean, I guess I understand maybe not the whole actual structural integrity of the penis was as big as he said it was, but it's not like he lied. He did that, and I get he's modified his foreskin, but are we saying that doesn't count?
Put a bumper and a spoiler on it, and
he's evolved. You know what I mean? He's
it's a GTR.
Yeah, he's sorted himself right out. Does that detract from the fact that he technically does have the
It's
biggest
just excess
penis?
skin, isn't it? So it's not the.
Yeah, he has the biggest penis skin.
Yeah, I don't know what constitutes a penis.
There was a kid at my school. All these kids at my school. There was a kid at my school who had extremely long foreskin, and he used to
Put pennies in it or something.
during PE just show it pull it at out the bottom of his PE shorts, and he would fucking halfway down to his knee, it was he used to pull that thing so far, and then he got it, and then he got it chopped off.
Oh, did he?
Yeah,
on a lamppost.
covered the entire lamppost.
Someone, I think all three of us know, used to tell me a story about one of his mates putting £2 worth of change inside his foreskin.
Yeah, I've heard.
Was it £2 or was it? So
it's 50p. But it was in 50p's.
Which is worse in a way.
Yeah, because it's good maths is 4 50p's.
Awful.
Fucking hell! He must have had one of them bottle top foreskins. You know what I mean? The old hand gestures here. I'm just showing you what it looks like. One of these. You get like the inverted one like this. Yeah, you could just about see matey at the top. That's his little eye. He must have had one of these ones. This is your mate Tom I'm talking about. Yeah. And obviously he's getting hold of it. He's giving it a bit of that. Yeah, mate. He knows. Absolutely knows. What's your preference on foreskin? Like, what's your favourite?
I think it's just as long as it's not like, doesn't look like an anteater.
Yeah, that's the bottle top, isn't it?
Yeah.
The Coke bottle. Not cola bottle, not as in Coke bottle like drink, as in like the cola bottle sweet foreskin. That's a thing.
Yeah.
This guy.
I know what you mean.
Yeah.
I'm sure there'll be a graphic up on the screen for anyone wishing to. Although we might get, and I was about to say we were going to get demonetised, but we're not even monetised at this point.
No, we're going to get unmonetised. We're going to have to start paying money to put this stuff up.
We do.
Can we request Can we? Are we at a stage where? I mean, I've only been here 20 minutes, but that I can ask for dick pics to be sent in so we can compare for next time.
Oh yeah. If you just send them to Ziggy Rocket on all socials, and I'm sure he'll show us.
I will. I'll send him out. Cool. 0.5% is on the way.
Well, that took a completely different turn to what I was expecting. I thought squirrel nutsack would be fairly tame, but instead we've had graphic descriptions of foreskin mutilation or penis mutilation.
Yeah.
Well, whilst you're on the subject of foreskin still, what do you reckon? Do squirrels have foreskins? I'm just having a look. It's quite a low res image. This all I can see is bollocks. If I'm honest,
I reckon it's like a dog. So, like a little
little lipstick.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like a retractor.
Yeah, I think quite a lot of animals have it that way, don't they? It's all tucked inside. It's quite nice. I don't mind it.
Why haven't we got?
I quite like that.
Why haven't we got that?
Yeah, well, we do. It depends how long your foreskin is.
Yeah, but like an animal is like fully in, isn't it? Like
Yeah.
that squirrel looks like he's fully retracted. He's not in attack mode. He's in flight mode.
I'm pretty sure that humans have out of all the mammals anyway, I think have the highest dick to body ratio. Like for the size of our bodies, our dicks are actually quite big. I guess some more than others. But on average, I think that's the case. I might be completely wrong.
Well, Blue Whale's
probably
got a big old piece, isn't he?
Yeah, but I'm sure his body. I mean, I'm sure his body.
I suppose in proportion.
Yeah.
Yeah. I thought that. I saw there was a news story a little while ago about the world's smallest.
Yeah, but that's like a lizard.
Chameleon.
Yeah.
Didn't we talk about that? And it's got the biggest penis in the world.
You said it just at the end.
Comparison.
You said just the headline at the end of the episode.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's like this chameleon that's as big as your finger tip, but apparently he's got a massive knob.
Yeah, his dick's like 3 times the size of his body or something like that.
So
Might be an exaggeration.
The chameleon's here, but his dick's here. Like it's
Yeah.
Come on, lad.
Yeah.
You've done well.
Oh,
Well-
if reincarnation's real, eh? Complete change of topic here. In Italy, they're contemplating making it illegal to sell bad ice cream, which I'm all for. I'll send you the articles here. But yeah, bad gelati could be illegal under new Italian law. Gelati is the plural for gelato, which is the Italian for... I thought it was the Italian for ice cream. It's actually just the Italian for frozen, I believe. But Italy is set to declare war on ice cream sellers who pump compressed air into their mixtures to make them look fluffier.
Oh, dickheads.
Yeah, as the country seeks to defend the honour of its world-renowned gelato stands.
I don't think gelato is the same as ice cream, is it? I think it's slightly different.
I
think technically
No.
it's a different thing.
Well, you should know.
Yeah, I'm sure gelato is a different thing. Like, it's pretty much the same, isn't it? But I'm sure it's not ice cream.
Yeah, so I think, I think it's like a very specific type of ice cream. So you like gelato
it's
is
maybe
ice
a bit
cream.
like champagne or something, right? You know, like it has to be called champagne. Maybe gelato's. I don't know.
Don't take this as gospel because this is front page of Google, but it says here that ice cream and gelato are both popular frozen desserts. Whereas ice cream is airier and has a higher fat content, gelato is softer and packed with flavour. Both contain a lot of sugar, but gelato is traditionally made with much less fat.
Yeah, and I think the whole point of gelato is it's not meant to be, synthetically fluffed up like with just compressed air, which apparently I was reading this I've skimmed it I glanced at this, and apparently it's quite common for most ice cream that you've had is ridiculously just pumped full of compressed air. I don't know how they do it because it doesn't look like it has air in there to me, but it's just there's so much air inside of it. And I think in some countries they have to actually disclose like on the packaging like how much like air to ice cream ratio there is. But
did you say packaging?
Nah, it doesn't.
Doesn't sound like something I do.
Yeah, it doesn't sound like me. But yeah, so it seems like it's a huge problem in Italy. Is these ice cream producers who fail to meet strict quality measures, such as limits on the amount of air added to the mixture, could be hit with a fine of up to €10,000. It's a big one, isn't it?
Yeah. That's mad, isn't it? That's something you'd never would have thought would be a thing. Is
yeah, look, here we go.
People packing air into ice cream to. I guess they make it go further. It's a bit like watering down alcohol, right? In bars and shit.
Yeah. Like this is something I wouldn't have expected. I didn't know this. It says industrial ice cream can sometimes be up to 80% compressed air, which has been pumped into the mixture. So when you're eating ice cream, you're just eating 80%. 80% of that is air.
But it's fucking delicious air.
Not bad, is it? Yeah.
Sugary, cold air.
So surely, by that logic, it shouldn't be that unhealthy, right? If it's like 80% air.
Yeah.
Surely,
that 20% must be really bad for you.
Yeah.
But then, like, I mean, you can like breathe in like polluted air and shit. So I mean, how far does sugary air get thrown into that realm? Is like sugary air is bad?
Yeah,
sugary air.
Sugary air.
I think that's the first time I've ever heard that term.
That's like
you've been eating it this whole time, mate.
I have.
All right, you need to understand.
Sugary air is like you used to get them in pick and mix. There's like space. What are they called? Like they weren't called Space Invaders. They were the crisps, but maybe they were
like the ones
saucers,
that dissolve in your mouth.
Flying saucers.
Flying saucers. That's it. Yeah.
And it's like
fucking
it was like sugar paper, and then with a little bit of sherbet inside. And I used to love the sherbet. I just used to break them open. I used to break them open and just make like a bowl of that sherbet, and then just eat the sherbet. But the sugar paper, that is just sugar air. Like you can't even. It just dissolves.
It's awful. I hate it. So I used to hate the texture of those UFO things.
Yeah. So it seems I also only just remembered this because I was, of course, reading about this ice cream shit. But I also read before that whether it's actually like a government thing, and this is like Italy official, but there's this I guess group of people, a consortium of people that go around Italy and they will give the stamp of approval as to whether your pizza is actual Italian pizza, because it has to be cooked in a certain way and have a certain ratio of this and that for it to actually be what pizza is meant to be. So, of course, we all know if we get, pizza from Pizza Hut or Domino's or whatever, then it's not, that's not what the Italians had in mind all those years ago. But yeah, it's they take fucking pizza and ice cream very seriously over there.
I think that's probably a thing. Like, I reckon they do that in France and other places that are food heavy.
Yeah, maybe.
I'm sure that my dad's cousin used to have a job to do with like food standards or something. He used to go around to wineries and places around Italy, making sure they were doing what they were supposed to be doing. Maybe, I don't know if it was that, but obviously keeping up standards.
Making sure, I mean, not to rip off your reading there, Tom, but my favourite part in this, just reading it, is making sure that cheapskate vendors posing as gelato artisans get what's coming to them.
Yeah, that's a big problem apparently. Italian gelato is one of the gastronomic symbols of our country, along with pasta and pizza, said Socialist Senator Riccardo Nencini, one of the bill's supporters. But our laws do not preserve artisanal ice cream and producers who make it. Very passionate.
So passionate.
It's the Italian.
Yeah, it's not that crazy of a story. I just found it interesting that, like,
Well, yeah, especially the air pumping shit is mad. Would never have thought that is one way of making ice cream or gelato go further. That was like a way they expand their product, or make it last longer. I like the last line in this story. It's a quote: if the last thing you find in a pistachio ice cream is pistachio, then you have a problem. Which is true. It's very poetic. It's true.
I don't really know what that means. The last thing you find.
Well, if you
you
have a pistachio ice cream and you don't know it's pistachio until you've finished it, then
right,
you've got a problem.
That would be a problem. I think that would be the case with any flavour. I just like that, with all that's going on in the world, people are still focusing on what's important. And like, not everything has to be, that serious, man. Focus on the ice cream.
Well, I think it's important. It'd be like if in the UK people were finding a way to mess with fish and chips, or pie and mash, putting your air in your mash, making your mash go jellied eels. What if they were using non-English jelly?
They probably are.
Well, it's actually. I mean,
from the eel, isn't it?
It's already happening, mate. It's already happening. Yeah. When's the last time you opened a bag of crisps and it was full?
That's true. That is salty here.
Yeah, right.
I always had this idea of just making a crisp company, and the advertising would literally just be, "We filled a bag to the fucking top." You just go on TV and you open, and it wouldn't be the brand, but it would be like the a knockoff version of that. It's meant to be, and someone just sits back, open their pack of crisps. Oh, there's only like 10 in here. What am I paying for? And then I sit down with my McLeods, crack them open, bang, it's bursting out the bag. I'm like, whoa, how'd they even fit this many crisps in here? I didn't think that was a thing. Crisps are so cheap to make. I've made them before.
The only thing, or the only company that sort of do what they say they're going to do is Pringles, right?
Yeah, because you can't fill those up halfway.
I just fucking hate Pringles. I really don't like them.
What? What are you saying?
I don't know. It just makes me feel sick. I have like 5 or 6 of them, and I'm like,
that's your problem. You're meant to have like 30, 40 of them.
Yeah, yeah. That absolutely means that it's not correct. They don't do what they say, because they say once you pop, you can't stop.
Yeah,
and you quite clearly don't even give it a good enough go.
I don't even pop enough.
Yeah, and that
you don't.
What people don't know is that slogan is actually an order. It's once you pop, you can't stop, or else you'll feel like shit.
Yeah, man. If you were in Italy right now, according to Stefano Ferrara, who's one of Italy's top 50 ice cream makers, I'm reading from this. It didn't come off the top of my head.
Oh, I thought you knew.
Although I know you thought it did. To summarise, the last part he says here, George, is these people who call themselves artisans turn out to be people who cut corners, and that's very much how I feel about when you open up a tube of Pringles.
Sort it out, mate.
Yeah, sort it out, mate.
Well, if I've got to cut corners to stay true to myself, I'll fucking cut the corners, man.
Cut the fucking corners.
I've had bags of crisps before with no flavour. Have you ever had that? Where you get like a packet of salt and vinegar, open up, and there's no flavour on them. Like obviously there's been a mistake and it hasn't gone through the flavour machine, and they're just like not even like ready salted. Not even got to that stage.
It's just
Yeah, tater.
fried tater.
You sure you didn't pick up one of them, like, which really offends me, right? Like, if I buy a pack of crisps, I want them to go through the flavour machine, to use your own term.
Not the salt and shake.
Yeah, exactly what I'm about to say. You sure you didn't pick up a pack of salt and shake?
No,
and
no,
you just
no,
shook them and didn't salt?
So we had it a couple of times from Lidl or Aldi, one of them. I can't remember which one it was.
Other budget
yeah,
grocery stores are available.
They are.
I think
one was like a prawn cocktail and one was a salt and vinegar. Not from the same bag, like the same bag or multi-pack bag or whatever, but different times. Prawn cocktail, completely like no flavour, and then salt and vinegar, completely no flavour. And Lynn, being Lynn, emailed Lidl and got a voucher for a free single bag of crisps that we never redeemed.
That's shit. That is proper shit.
I mean,
are you sure you didn't like weren't one of the times you tested positive? You know what I mean? Like, sure you just fucked off your taste.
Just didn't have any taste. Yeah, maybe.
Yeah,
maybe
absolutely.
I had coronavirus like 2 years ago.
Yeah,
before it was cool.
COVID-17.
No, I've never had that with crisps. I hate the salt and shakes because the whole point of having the crisp go through that flavour machine and then it has the time to sit in the bag is the flavours have, absorbed into the crisp. If you open a salt and shake and you just chuck that salt on and you shake it, there's still loads of loose salt that hasn't clinged into the, molecules of the crisp. That's what I want.
Yeah.
I
That's
also
what the
say
flavour
salt and
machine
shakes.
does.
I always used to put a bit of vinegar in with it and then end up with just soggy crisps.
Oh, that's rubbish. Yeah.
But fucking, I loved it.
So you've been
Speaking
doing
of
it
vinegar,
wrong, mate.
Tom, listeners, we've been talking about pickled onions before recently, right? Tom sent me and Rob a story. Was it Glasgow?
Yeah. Well,
In Glasgow, they're doing deep fried pickled onions.
Yeah, well, there's one guy doing it, but yeah, some guy in is Glasgow is now selling deep fried battered pickled onions.
I'm just so up for it.
Yeah, that's a bit of me, that is.
Yeah.
100%. There's a place down in, I want to say Paynton in Devon, called Scoffs. Yeah. They do battered chips.
Huh?
Talk to me.
Right. Listen, bear with me, yeah? Well, no, that's it. They batter the chips. Yeah. There's not really anything else to explain. But they're like a bit of an enigma because most people were like, what the fuck is this? Like, I don't want to batter chip. Banging, honestly. There's so much so that there's normally like a lady or a bloke, could be anyone, standing outside with a little tester. And you give it a go. And you're like, fuck me. Give me some of them right now.
Can you eat like a whole bag of them like you would a bag of chips? So I feel like they'd be really sickly.
Honestly, it's it's a little revolution in your mouth, mate.
What's the inside of them like?
A chip.
So you got the batter, which is obviously a bit crispy, a bit crunchy.
Yeah.
And then you got the outside of a chip, which on occasion can be also a bit crispy, a bit crunchy.
Yeah.
And you got the fluffiness of the inside. You still got the fluffiness in there?
Yeah, it's like the perfect fluffy chip shop chip because unless you pick up, you get like what they called like the crusty bits, the dregs, whatever people call them.
Oh, I love them.
The scraps because you can get them. It's like it's the thing you buy from the chippy, innit?
The crunchy bit.
The crunchy bits, right? I feel like they take enough care not to let it get to that stage.
Mm.
So yeah, big up Scoffs. I'm pretty sure it's in Payton in Devon.
Sounds good to me. I saw something else. I think it was up north somewhere. Deep frying pies.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like a pucker pie.
Yeah,
They'll just chuck that in batter for you. Have a deep fried pie.
Yeah, I'm on that as well.
In fact, I'm sure there's a Vice documentary where there's a place where you can just bring stuff to the chippy.
I think I've seen that. I was about to say, I'm pretty sure I've seen a YouTube video of like someone just deep frying anything people want.
Doesn't he do that? He like deep fries like a toy car and shit. Like he deep fries absolutely everything. Yeah.
Oh, I bet that's lovely.
Well, on that note, we've gone from squirrel nuts to foreskins to battered cars. To what else have we spoken? I can't even fucking remember what else we spoke about.
Meth
breakfast
burritos,
breakfast burritos, smuggling things through airports.
Yep.
It's been a wild ride.
Yeah.
Anything else to add before we go?
If you want to send your dick pics in, okay, my Insta, Ziggy J Rocket.
Ziggy J
Brilliant.
Rocket. That's what that is. Yeah.
And could you CC in the FBI at gmail.com, please?
Can you, if you can CC in on Instagram, something's gone wrong.
And if their email is fbi@gmail.com.
FBI. That'd be like FBI at ntlworld.com. An old school one.
FBI@gmail.com. Fuck me, they're doing it wrong, aren't they?
Well, I want to thank you, Ziggy, for joining us tonight on the Curios Cast.
Thank you.
Mate, thank you so much for having me. It's like a dream come true.
I'm sure.
Hopefully it won't be too much longer till we have you on again. I've got a feeling it's not going to be. So we look forward to hearing your dulcet tones once again in the near future.
I'd love to come back on, and I'll make sure I recreate this exact moment, lighting situation, clothing situation, for this reminiscing moment forever.
If anything our fans expect from us, it's consistency.
Oh, yeah.
And although I am not a staple part of this, consistency is my middle name.
Is it really?
Ziggy Consistency Rocket. You sound like a
like an Elon Musk
preacher from the 1800s.
Can you imagine if someone's middle name is actually Consistency? What cunt?
There must be someone.
Oh, yeah.
Sure, there's someone out there with Consistency as their middle name.
Email FBI@gmail.com.
I always used to ask for people to email our Gmail, but no one ever does. I ask for ghost stories, I ask for Bigfoot stories, I ask for just random bullshit. No, not one of our listeners. In fact, I've had a couple of people message me on Instagram, but no one has ever emailed the Gmail. So once again, if you've got anything you'd like to share, curioscast@gmail.com. Please.
Yeah, you might get something nice in return.
Dick pics. Specifically foreskin pics, actually.
All right, thanks for listening.
Have a good weekend.
Bye-bye.
See ya. Bye.